Certainly didn't think we'd be here talking about Forest beating Liverpool. And I'd certainly, even more so, didn't think we'd be here talking without any glitches. We're back. We're streaming. And Nottingham Forest have got their second win in the Premier League. Now, that wouldn't sound great if it wasn't in the context of we've just beaten Liverpool. Now, I've got a shirt on right now that's too small for me, 100%. It is the Capital One shirt. Can anybody name the year? Get down in the comments, name us the year. Be good to speak to some of you as well. There's 17 of you in. Get sharing this YouTube stream and let's talk a bit about Forest. It is great to be back. And it's good to have a good Wi-Fi speed as well because I've changed around. So in my house, I've now got 140 megabits per second of Wi-Fi, right? I've changed around the router from my room and my stepdad's room because they require less internet in their room for their appliances. And now I'm doing well. So it's good to be back, people. I'm feeling happy. Liverpool won. I've had a good shift at work. I've been working on some little things that's going on. I'm buzzing, to be honest with you all, not just at the football, just in life in general. Things are going good. And I'm sure it is the same for many of you, but football does control my moods a lot of the time. So obviously us winning has had a profound impact on me. And I want to talk to you about my previous comments. Also some admissions I've got to make, especially about Ryan Yates and Kouyaté as well. I want to talk about those two. And I want to own up. And I want to just say I've never, ever once doubted the ability of any Forest player in that team. But I have said I wouldn't have selected this player for that game. And I'm just going to be open with you. I regret it. I regret saying I wouldn't have had Kouyaté in that squad against Liverpool. I regret it. I've not found my razor yet. I'm having a haircut on Wednesday, so I'm kind of leaving it until then, unless you want me to shave it off live. I'm leaving it until then. So bear with me. As a wise Steve Oldham says, your eyebrows are coming down for a drink. You're very kind, aren't you, Steve? It is getting annoying, though, and it's just bum fluff. So I am getting rid of it, I promise. Door, stop it. I'm getting rid of it. I'm being called Porntash now. I am getting rid of it, I promise. And I've got something going on down, whatever that is. Yeah, this is more of a Forest than the club in it. But anyway, yeah, anyway, enough about my tash, right? I've had enough of that at work today. Kel, good to see you. Tim, Rad Dad, good to see you. And obviously, yeah, as you say, great win. I think you are right, actually. Yeah, I think it is 0708. I'd say before my time, but I was born in 2005, so I should know. That being said, I had the blue John Pye shirt, Umbro one. Obviously, doesn't fit me anymore, and it was thrown away. Gutted, right? Eve, good to see you. I actually saw you yesterday. Hope you're okay. Henry, fantastic win. Kev, good to have you on. Malk as well. People, this game is massive. The 3 points is obviously huge. Obviously we are at the bottom again. Obviously Leicester, you've got to give them credit. I mean, I won't ever say that I like Leicester in any way, but Leicester, to be fair to them, 16th place now. They managed to go and get that win today against, who was it that they were playing today? Wolves, and Aston Villa obviously got that big win as well. So, those two teams have kind of taken themselves out of that kind of firing line, if you must. But Wolves at the moment have conceded 13 goals. So, well, they've got a goal difference of minus 13 and Forest have got a goal difference of minus 15. So we're very close in that respect. If we get another clean sheet and a draw and they lose, we could go second bottom, or potentially if Leeds don't do too brilliantly, then, things will be different. But Leeds at the moment are the only team in the Premier League to have not won a single, well, other than Brighton, actually. Brighton and Leeds are the only teams in the Premier League to have not won a single game in the last 5 games. Would you believe it? Brighton as well. Obviously, they had a tough one against Man City, and then we also got that draw against them. So I want to talk about the Liverpool game, and I think Steve Cooper was right. Now isn't the time to be going crazy, celebrating, and and to be, as he'd say, doing victory laps, if you like. We've beaten Liverpool. Tremendous achievement. They're yet to beat us in the Premier League. Obviously, first division's a very different thing, but they're yet to beat us in the Premier League. 5 wins, 7 draws, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be the other way around. But yeah, it isn't the time for victory laps. We've still got a long way to go. Obviously we're only on 12 games. We're still bottom of the league. It's important to note. But 4 points from the last 2 games. If you had said to me, Brighton, Liverpool, Arsenal, you're getting 4 points, I would have took you for that. And we haven't even played Arsenal yet. And going into that game, obviously, Forest a bit of a bogey team for Arsenal. Going into that game, I don't know, how is everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? Because obviously it's a great time to be a Forest fan, as Forest Ant says. And it was a fantastic win and a way to do it in style. I mean, Ryan Yates, who's now Dawes bestie now, as I'm sure he'll tell you, commented on his Instagram post. That was absolutely wicked, by the way. I just think on and off the pitch, Ryan Yates is brilliant. Brilliant. Good to see Joe Worrell coming back as well, phasing himself back in. I can imagine it's been really tough for him. But I just want to put out a little thing to the people that said Steve Cooper out, to the people that said Ryan Yates couldn't make the step up, to the people that said this team has got not enough quality in it to even win a game in the Premier League. You are horribly mistaken. But to the people that, as myself, said that this is not an ability issue but a confidence issue, congratulations. It was out there in the open. It was out there in the open. And by no means are we done yet. There's a long way to go. But you've got to say it as it is. That team has got all the ability to do better than it's doing now. As Ryan Yates said, this is still not the standard. There's still more to be done. And we can rely on Forest to do that, I think, now, looking at that game. That being said, we've got to make sure certain players stay fit. We've got to make sure, that we keep singing and getting behind the lads. Obviously, Arsenal's going to be tough, but we can't let that knock us if things don't go our way. Because Arsenal still top of the league by 2 points, I think it is. Obviously, they drew against Southampton today. Anything's possible. Southampton are a team that haven't performed so well, but that's an important point for them and a point they didn't expect. And this is it. If you can get a point from a team like Arsenal, or even yesterday, if you had said a point from Liverpool, I would have been happy with that. But the amount of points that separate us and, the rest of the league. I mean, if we were to get a win against Arsenal, you're going up to the 15th, 16th region, which is huge. If you were to get a draw, I would argue you're going to go to the top of the bottom 3, which in your mini league is crucial. And even if you lose, you've got those, but at least you're not 4 points away or 5 points, 6 points away, adrift, So, we're 5 points off mid-table. Brentford aren't doing particularly brilliant. They got beaten 4-0 by Villa today. So, inconsistency starting to show there. They've only won 1 in 5 games, and obviously we've got them next after Arsenal. Then you've got Crystal Palace, who've got two wins in 5, and they've lost their most recent games. So anything is possible. There's points there for the taking. It's just whether they're the 1 and the 3. And it's whether we're up for it on the day, because obviously we can't just go into every game thinking, oh, well, we beat Liverpool, so we should beat them. Or because if you went into that game, and there's also people that are saying, well, look at Liverpool, they won the Premier League, they won the Champions League. Well, that's not this season. They've had a rubbish start to the season. They're 7th place. We're yet to beat a top 4 team. And I don't consider Liverpool a top 4 team this season. I would say City, Arsenal, United, and Tottenham. But even then, though, Newcastle could edge in. Obviously Tottenham have lost as well today. So we're 3 points off 16th place. Absolutely. I think there might be goal difference that comes into it, though, then, James. So actually, even if we got 3 points, yeah, we are actually. Yeah, that's right. But obviously, West Ham still got a game to play and Leeds still got a game to play. And Leeds have been dire. I can't see Jesse Marsch staying long. But anyway, let's talk about Forest then. Because obviously the sponsors man of the match was Steve Cook. I think it was the people's man of the match was Ryan Yates, which is wholly deserved. For me, I believe Kouyaté has to get a mention. I thought Ryan Yates was phenomenal. Because every time Liverpool made a mistake, he was always the first one to go and intercept the ball. Always first. Rallying the teammates well. But Kouyaté as well, for me, did this. Had some fantastic runs. The link up between him and Morgan Gibbs-White, and it was phenomenal. It was nothing short of phenomenal. And I just want to say as well that there was a lot of talk about Brennan Johnson yesterday, obviously not starting. which I think shocked most of us. Obviously he started every game, hasn't he? So, but I will just say this. How does everybody feel about it? But I think that if you chuck Brennan Johnson on there, I think we would have been more lethal. I thought that Jesse Lingard, he's coming out of his shell bit by bit. The first half wasn't brilliant. But I thought that if you had Jono there, I mean, obviously, they were going to rest him at some point. I think that they did. I think they did rest him. I think they did rest him yesterday. I don't think he was dropped, as people are saying. But yeah, I think you could have chucked Jono on for Lingard, and it wouldn't have made a hell of. I think that Jono would have done a bit more, to be honest, because there's more delivery up there for the forward thinking players. So I do believe that regardless of what team they put out, I think that would have been a better choice. But obviously needs that rest. He's got the World Cup coming up, so I'm sure that's in his mind. But and then maybe he did take him out the firing line a bit. Maybe it is a confidence thing. Obviously that penalty miss hurt him a lot, I'm sure. But that win will boost his confidence, and it'll boost the collective confidence of the squad so much. And for me, and don't say that, don't say Poirot stash, please. Yeah, and you know what, Mark? I mean, obviously, impact player, I completely understand, and I think he did a good job when he came on. But I think with a team that had so much more distribution up top, I really do think there was something that could have been added there. But that's in hindsight, and I'm sure that Cooper probably wants to boost his confidence, and maybe having, a game where he's taken off and people saying, oh, well, look what happens when you do it. I mean, we didn't win because of, I mean, come on, let's be completely honest. We don't lose games because of attackers all the time. The whole thing at Wolves, all right, fair enough. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't rely on a penalty to save you from the game. But look, for me, I thought the team selection was good. Freuler as well. Freuler was brilliant. I mean, the amount of times that man won the ball back for us and threaded through an important pass was incredible. I was impressed. I mean, that he showed off his experience as a midfielder there. He didn't show off his age in any way. So Freuler, really impressive. I know that there's an Andy Thorpe that listens to this, and I know that some of you might know him from Forest groups. He's always been a big advocate for Freuler. So you were right, Andy, always. Mal, good to see you, my friend. Aurier, solid. Concerns about his attitude when he came off at Brighton, of course. But you know what? Shrugged it off. His chemistry with the whole squad is phenomenal. Even people, not even just people that he knows from internationals or from club. Aurier just gets on with everyone. He's fantastic with the fans. He's fantastic on the pitch. He offers, fantastic headers. I mean, you're going up against, some big guys for these headers, and Aurier's winning every single one of them. So I was impressed. I thought Nico looked like he had attacking qualities to him that really looked quite nice to me. I thought that, obviously, he made a couple of mistakes here and there, but yesterday was the game where he looked most confident, I think. And I think every player on that Forest team had their best performance yet in a Forest shirt. I mean, Scott McKenna, the guy's incredibly underrated, even now. I think he's a Premier League player, 100%. I knew he was always capable of making the jump, but, phenomenal from the start. The amount of headers that he won yesterday, amazing. Gordon, you're talking rubbish again, my friend. We weren't shocking. But this is it, people. People are looking at the stats, right? And they're going, do you know what? Forest had 30% possession, if that. Rubbish. Liverpool was so much better. So much better. They were so good that they missed blatant headers. Salah missed a shot. Skied it. Harvey Elliott came close. And I'll give him something. Harvey Elliott was Liverpool's best player. Best player by far. 100%. Curtis Jones did nothing, added nothing to that squad. Did a few fancy tricks and everything, but in the end couldn't he couldn't outstrength the likes of Ryan Yates or anyone. Henderson was brilliant. Oh, right, you were joking. Okay, fair enough, mate. Were you watching Forest Green Rovers? It's hard to know, Gordon, with you sometimes. It's hard to know. I know what you're saying, but it's hard to know. I thought that Alisson Becker, brilliant. Alisson Becker, pardon me, was phenomenal. That save, the Ryan Yates save, and then obviously saved Brennan's shot as well. I think it could have easily been 3 or 4-0 to Forest. At the same time, it could have been 3-3, if both teams had taken the chances. So could have gone either way, but I think Forest were always going to win that game. And obviously for Taiwo to get a goal against the club, his former club that he never played against, amazing. And I just want to say, Taiwo has to start these games. I thought he was really good. He held the ball up well. The pass had come to him. There was a pass that came to him on the edge of the box where I thought, he could turn and have a shot, but he was unselfish. He passed it to Kouyaté, who, had the shot and nearly scored it, but I just think he's that physical player that you all need. You've got Joe Gomez and Van Dijk there, and both of them are struggling to contain him. We saw it at West Ham. I mean, you look at the winners. The only games that we've won are one he's scored in them, and we've only won by 1 goal. This is it. Awani will get you goals. Whether they're glamorous goals or not, it doesn't really matter. But I think this is why I thought that Keenan Davis and him do have some similarities. I think that Awani doesn't quite run with the ball as well as Davis does, and I don't think he could, because I always said that Davis could play a cam. I always thought that Davis could play an attacking midfielder if he was a bit fitter and, whatever else. But Awani, for me, I just think he does enough. I just think he does what he has to do. He can turn on the ball well, play off the shoulder and just get the shot in. And obviously yesterday, Ryan Yates got the shot in, hit the bar, and then he was there. But he's in the right places, and that's what matters. So if I'm not mistaken, it's like 3 goals in 5 or 6 starts. Fair play to him. He's been brilliant. And I think now is the time where we go, right, it's his time to shine. So, people were concerned after pre-season. I was thinking about it and furthermore and other games as well. But he's really come out of his shell and he's starting to get a bit of confidence now, and that's hard to go from the German league to the Premier League, even though it's a very good league. It's different, for a young guy like him, and considering, what he's come from and, how hard he's had to work to get where he is, it's phenomenal. But yeah, maybe he should have had a bit more power in a couple of shots, but from a centre defensive mid, as centre back like me, I've got no place to talk. I've not scored for at least 8 years. And Hendo was amazing, and I think although his distribution is still something to be spoken about, his shot stopping was phenomenal. We've already spoken about the chances of him getting number 1 at England, but I think he's back in that conversation. 2 clean sheets against Brighton and Liverpool. Obviously, a very important save on the bottom right against Brighton when that shot came in from, I think it might have been Trossard or Gross, that bounced on the floor and he saved that. Brilliant. That late shot in the box, saved that, and Yatesy kind of stopped Alisson Becker getting close. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. These boys are a credit to this club, and Ryan Yates for England. I mean, if you're chucking Calvin Phillips in there who hasn't played all season, I mean, why not? I mean, I'm not going to say that, it would ever happen, but do you know what? Fair play to Ryan Yates. I think he's a credit to this club. I think that he plays like he's the captain every game. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. And to think that you can improve that drastically, even on a game when you played well at Brighton, the way, he was better at holding the ball, he was threading through passes more efficiently and more accurately. As people have said, that was his best performance in a Forest shirt, I would argue, ever. For me. But that's what I would say. He has to get team of the week for me. He has to. He's been really good. And, since he's come back from that injury, he's actually been better, which is rare that you see. Obviously he was good in the Championship and, there was concerns. I know that people were thinking, but he's got the right work ethic. He's got the right drive, and that drive is his love for Forest. And from going from, I think, is it Barrow and Notts County and Scunthorpe, he's been sent everywhere. He's been sent everywhere with the determination of getting to a Forest team. And I don't think people understand how difficult it is to get into a Forest team now. You've got young prospects like Riley Harbottle and Will Swan. These guys are all going to try and do what Ryan Yates has done because Dale Taylor, because the Forest team is so hard to get into. And now you're in the Premier League, it's 10 times harder. But Ryan Yates and others had the right work ethic. And you look at them now, they're deservedly where they were always meant to be. And Ryan Yates, as I've said so many times, is that player that nobody wants to play against. If I'm a midfielder, I don't want to play against a Ryan Yates. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to play against Ryan Yates anyway, but a player like Ryan Yates would frustrate me because no matter where you go, no matter where you turn, no matter who you pass to, they're applying pressure. He's not got his hands there. He's just getting close to you. He's annoying you, and you don't want to play against him. You're losing it in your head. You want to just go and tackle him badly. You do that, you get a card. Forest winning the mental game. And Forest are winning the mental game big time. Joe Gomez pressed and pressed and pressed and pressed, tackled and tackled and fouled. And not once did Forest crack and give in to that pressure. Never. Joe Gomez was made to look basic. He looked like a championship defender yesterday. Other than a couple fancy passes that he did, Joe Gomez offered nothing to Liverpool yesterday. Mistakes after mistakes. And, he's had injury issues of his own. But that being said, to even think about, look how well he did against, City. Oh, look at how fantastic he is. You could chuck Steve Cook in the bloody England defence. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean. It's like Steve Cook as well. Where's the mention for him? Phenomenal. He's an older player. All that Premier League experience is showing. He has been immense. Steve Cook was phenomenal. Ryan Yates was phenomenal. Scott McKenna, unreal. Morgan Gibbs-White, the way he holds up the ball, the fact that he can get past 2 or 3 players with ease, not a problem at all. He loves it. He loves the club. He loves the manager, and Steve Cooper, even Dor, but already, Dor, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in the England team. I'm Wales, pro Wales. So Dor, I've already been told that should anything happen to Gareth Bale, I'm being drafted in. So me and Rob Page, we're in close contact, my friend. Kouyaté would frustrate you as well, though. He's big, he's gangling. You wouldn't think a guy that's that large and lanky, would have the ball control that he does. I mean, yesterday he just got through 3 players with ease, and he's physical, and he was done by the time the first half ended, fitness-wise. But he didn't give up. And his Premier League experience showed just as Steve Cook's did, and he was pivotal. When obviously he made that cross to Brennan, should Brennan have, or should the Liverpool player have been a couple of feet back, that's a clear goal for Brennan. Clear goal. It's just unfortunate. So, Kouyaté and Ryan Yates will be 2 players I wouldn't want to play against. But so is Steve Cook, because he's one of them defenders where no matter how tall you are, he's winning the header against you. No matter where you are, he's winning the ball. If the ball's at your knee height, he's going in for a header. If your ball's at head height, he's going to kick it. The guy is absolutely phenomenal. I really do rate Steve Cook. Someone that I'd love to interview so much. Him and Michael Dawson, as I say, 2 players I've known for a while. Known watching them. And Trevor Francis tracksuit. Cooper is getting the best out of his players, and even these YouTube streams, things are getting better here. People are more positive. But as a content, I always say this, and you guys know I say this. As a group of content creators, we have a job to do, and that's to support our lads. Ryan Yates appreciates Dor on Tour and the work that he does. Check the Instagram. He's put a bloody comment on there. It's phenomenal, right? And this is what it's all about. We are trying to create the best atmosphere we can. We're supporting the boys every route. But for the people that don't, and then turn around after slating all these players that are doing well now, and then turning round and changing their minds. And, I can't forgive it. I can't forgive it. I can't forgive it. As YouTubers, as people on social media, we've got to support our boys, and they appreciate it. Nico Williams, when he retweeted my tweet, and obviously, as I say, Ryan Yates with Dora on tour, and obviously Kevin Campbell even with Dora on tour, and all these people appreciate the work that people are doing, and they know. This is why I always say, when you go on here and you slate players and you call the families this and you do this, they know, they see it, they hear it, and it's horrible. But you don't just not insult them because they're listening. You just don't do it because they're a human being. We make mistakes. We have bad games. We have good games. That's what it's all about. But it's all, at the end of the day, we all support the same club, and that's Forest, and we've got to get behind them at every single opportunity. Ez, good to hear from you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I do think O'Brien gets back in, personally. I think that Forest have different transitionary midfields, if that makes sense. I think that there's a midfield that you could arguably chuck on for 60 or 70 minutes, and then you could have the final nail in the coffin kind of midfield, if you like, chucking O'Brien on, for that last 20. Or equally, you could start him. Forest have such different qualities in the midfield that really do complement each other. But they only complement each other when they know each other. And at the moment, I really think that they are starting to get to know each other more. So I'm really, really proud of the Forest boys. And Steve Cooper has gelled and blended those players together incredibly. I mean, if you looked at them on Tuesday night, you think, all right, we did hold out for a draw and it was a good, well-fought draw. But at the same time, it was like a load of strangers playing together sometimes. But just look at them now. Look at the chemistry. Phenomenal. And yet that midfield is interchangeable every time. Kouyaté, obviously, you could change any of them around and it'd still be brilliant. The Wi-Fi is getting better, I promise. All I've done is literally just swapped my router for my stepdad's router, and I'm now pulling 145 megabits per second. That's all I'm saying. Come on, Dor. We love it. I know you're besties now, so remember me. We're looking at the Liverpool ratings on the BBC. Yeah, exactly. But they are really low because this is it. A team can have all the possession, but if they don't use it well, then it's useless, isn't it? Oh, wow. Liverpool had 70% of the possession. Oh, they had this many shots. But what did they do with them? How many key passes did they have? How many shots did they convert into goals? 0. How many shots did we convert into goals? 1. Tell me what statistic matters at the end of a football match. That's right. The end result. That's all that matters. For a team like Forest as well, all that matters is that end result. In the last 2 games, we've had less possession than the other team. We've got points from them. 1 point at Brighton, 3 at Liverpool. Moaning about the stats and everything else doesn't change anything. There's weaknesses through stats. You can see that. Steve Cooper knows this. But we used possession better yesterday, and that's why we won. That's football. That's all that matters. The end result. Done. End result. In the bag. Take the 3 points. Train for Arsenal. All that matters. That's it. Well, I don't think I would change anything after yesterday, particularly if it's not broken, don't fix it. But there's nothing wrong with chucking, there's nothing wrong with chucking Lingard back in. O'Brien back in. Exactly. We had a lovely balance of attack and defence and, a midfield that just linked up play really well. Really impressive. Nico's doing phenomenal at left back. He did have a couple of little times when he stumbled, but this is it. Nico's another one. His confidence showed yesterday against his former club, and he's doing that. Amazing. Aurier and Williams are a credit. And to think that we couldn't even chuck Biancone in, considering how he did, with the other night. Amazing. This is what it's all about. I really, 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 really rate Nico Williams anyway as a player, but at left back he's doing really well, and that's where he plays for Wales. So, Diolch, there you go. I said it. Doing brilliant. Fair play to him. Jay, I hope you're well. We had the same amount of shots on target. And this is it, Owen. All that matters is, mate, we won. But this is it, people. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. What is the only statistic that matters at the end of a football match? Is it really the number of shots on target? I don't think it is. Don't think it is. Come on, Rad Dad. Diolch. Dor, give us a bit of Welsh. Diolch. Diolch. One win and we beat Derby's record, if that's anything to go by. Brilliant. And but this is it. It's all about, possession and how you use it. We used it efficiently. And we do have to improve our goal difference. Absolutely. We're slowly doing that. This is football. This is football. We've had a really tough start, as Ryan Yates said. And, goal difference can have it can have it can have a negative effect. Obviously later in the season. If you rely on it for the last game or anything like that. But this is it. We can do that. We can do that. And we created some, as you say, brilliant chances. Using the ball well. Arsenal didn't look impressive. You're right, Chris. And they looked tired. Anything happens in this next week, injuries, anything, Forest will capitalise on that. And I would take a point from Arsenal. I would love that the most. And obviously, yeah, our goal difference did suffer at Man City. If we didn't have the goal difference we did, well, if we didn't lose against Man City in the way that we did, we'd have a smaller goal difference than Southampton, Wolves, and almost Leeds. Almost. And Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth have got -13. They're the joint second worst in the league in goal difference. But they're up there, and they've been getting points, to be fair. So I think that the start of the Premier League season was scary for us. And there were some shocks along the way. But I think it will soon start to fizzle out. And there'll be more shocks for the teams that did well at the start. I think Arsenal will be one. I think they're going to, if they get a couple of injuries, they're going to struggle. Do you win? I smile all the time. All the time. I've been told I look like Steve Cooper today. So, big compliment. We can beat Arsenal Sunday if we stick to the plan. Yeah. I mean, I never would have thought saying sit back and, let them come to you and almost kind of break them apart as they come to you would work, but it did. Brilliant. Really good. Almost went Partridge. Ez, I'm not creating any opportunities for you today in this Partridge thing. I'm not doing it. Okay, I'm not doing it. Boring mouth. Yeah, 4 points above us. It's looking realistic now. But if we didn't win and we lost 7 points, it's bridged a huge gap. And although you could look at the bottom of the league and go, well, look at where they are. You've now got to look at it and go, well, look where they could be if they win. If we win the next 2 games, you could be up there. I mean, what? 11th place is where the 15 points starts. 11th. You could go mid-table with 2 wins at some point. Amazing. I don't think I've ever seen someone as lanky as Kouyaté. But this is what I'm saying. I know lanky people. I know that there's a lad called Reese in our football team. He'll probably never see this, thankfully. Lanky as anything. Great at football, but Kouyaté's on another level. Well, obviously, because he's not playing Division 3 football for Attenborough Colts. But that being said, if you want to come and watch Attenborough Colts, by the way, massively recommend it. Kouyaté is quick with his feet. He's got a good vision. He can do a little run. Player that size, I was surprised that he went on that run and did it to a great standard. And Morgan Gibbs-White linked that up perfectly. So, for me, impressed, happy, but realistic to the fact that we still have Arsenal next week and then Brentford and Crystal Palace. Really, really hard games that we are going to I wouldn't say we're going to struggle straight away. I'm not going to say that we're just going to go in there and lose and that's it. But we're going to struggle a little bit, I think. Arsenal on the attack are phenomenal. They've got Gabriel Jesus, obviously, and as NFFC 1865 says, we do still have to beat the teams around us, and we didn't do that previously. So, now is the time to be getting points. You've got Man United after the World Cup, as you say, Chelsea, and as NFFC 1865 says, you've got huge games coming up after the World Cup. If we're going to get points, we need to get them now. And aren't the boys doing a good job of it at the moment? We just got to stick by them. Stick by them. I'm so I don't even know what to say, and I'm going to keep this stream short because I've got radio in the morning for anybody that's interested. From 8 till 9 Monday morning. We are in better spirit, which is what I like. We are a team that looks rejuvenated, hungry. We're a team that wants to push for stuff now. We've got that hunger to go and win games, and I don't know about Mangala instead of Lingard, because obviously they're different positions, aren't they? But obviously depending on the formation, that is. I'd still look at chucking on Jono again, because as much as, Lingard wasn't awful yesterday, I don't think anybody had a truly terrible game. I do feel that something else could have been added. So, yeah, it's coming together, as Kel says. You finished off my sentence. Can you dance for us like you did at Brighton? Oh, no, Door. Has anybody seen this video? I don't. If nobody's seen this video, you're all going to have to do a vote. If you want me to release the video on Twitter, I will. At the moment, it's only on private platforms, my Facebook, basically. If anybody wants to see the dancing video, it's pretty horrendous. But if you've seen horrendous dancing, you should have seen Door dancing 3 minutes before me. There you go, Door. Stitched you up, mate. Yeah. So it was dad dancing. It was pretty. Yeah. Yeah. That was. Yeah. Oh no, no, because Dan, I know what you're going to do. It probably is worse. Yeah, it's you want us to. Oh, okay. Henry wants us to release the video. I might put it on Twitter. I don't know. It was taken by the amazing Ellie Mollison and a young lad called Callum as well, who might be watching this. I don't know. But if you are Callum and Claire, hi. Thank you for the lift to Brighton. Didn't we have a great time? Come on, Dan. This is Dan, by the way. I know you're going to screen record it. I'm not prepared for this. Dan, I might just have to block you from seeing it. Like, I might just have to do that because I know what you'll do. The only things I will share on Twitter are the meeting the players and stuff. Just want to say, meeting Marlon Harewood yesterday and Stuart Pearce was a bit crazy. Ooh, Dor, what do you think about this? Let's do a charity fundraiser. Let's do a charity. In fact, Dor on tour, get on this stream. Get on this stream. I don't care what you say. Jump on this stream. I mean, we're only going live for another 20 minutes, Dor. So at least come on the stream. Come on. You know you want to. I've sent you the link on Facebook, Dor. Get on this stream. Come on. Everybody, let's get Dor on the stream. Mate, we're not having a dance-off right now, but we're going to do a little charity fundraiser. Me and Dor, we're going to have a little dance-off. We're going to do like a white-collar boxing match. That's what Dor always says to me. He says, he said, I'll have a scrap with you. Because he always says that I'm rough at away games, but it's actually him. It's actually Dor. Dor incites it at away games, doesn't he? You got to meet David Johnson. Amazing. What a legend, isn't he? I still remember the first time we met David Johnson and his wife, Alison. amazing people. And it was in Germany. Dora will remember that. That's probably the best memory I've got of Germany, to be honest. Not because I don't remember anything. I do, despite the drinks. Yeah, that was a really nice night. Really nice night. Little nostalgic bits there, Eve. You've got me thinking. Eve. I feel really good now. That was nice little memories. Me and Dora are going to go away to Italy, I'm sure. We're going to go and watch AC Milan. Dance off to Just Can't Get Enough. How would you dance to that song? How would you actually dance to that song, like Just Can't Get Enough? I don't know how you... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, are you all ready? Are you all ready? Because this man is on an away day, crazy. Door on tour.
Why are you mentioning my name?
Oh, he's coming in with the fight. I'm sorry, Door. I've heard that you're super famous now, so like I'm just glad to get you on.
I'm trying to have it's Daddy Day today, and I thought, you know what, you're trying to call me out on here. This is people want to do the J and Day dance. Listen, I'm not dancing. Let me get out.
Me and Dora are doing a dancing contest for charity.
There's not a chance. I'm not dancing.
Come on, Door. Free from desire. Come on, Door.
No, I'm all right. I feel anyway. I feel backstage, but don't man.
I'm feeling good because I think that it's a foundation for something bigger coming throughout the season. Obviously, you know, Liverpool, they've not been brilliant, but they beat Man City and West Ham in the weeks before. So they've been on form to a degree. And it's a huge 3 points. Did you ever anticipate us even getting a point from that match?
No. I'll tell you a lie. Because when I saw the Liverpool lineup, when they had Jones, Harvey Elliott. No disrespect to them, they're good players for their own right. And they had Milner and Gomez. I thought, you know what? We could even snatch a point. Just a point. But just to win that game, the way we played as well, and 100% credit to Steve Cooper as well for it, because I got a bit worried when Tyrone Wadney and Ligo came off for Jono and Worrell, because it was working.
Yeah.
And it paid off.
But back three was an interesting decision, wasn't it? Because I wasn't sure when we went to a back three. I thought to myself, you know, I've always thought we've looked weaker in a back three when we've not had Niakate leading the defence, which, you know, wasn't for very long. I just thought we looked weaker as the back three because I think the wing backs can leave them a bit exposed in the middle, but they did really, really well. So it was a bit of a shock to me, to be honest. But how important do you think it was to Joe Worrell to get some minutes on the pitch?
100%. I think he needed confidence because his confidence, like I said, with Jono and that, it wasn't great, was it? So, I don't know. We won the game. That was nice day. We won the game. Let's be happy because, like I said, I've been so happy and that. But, yeah, Jake, give me 2 minutes, Jake, because I'm just going to make a quick phone call.
Okay, mate. Okay. Well, that's Dor there. I'm just going to take him out the stream quickly whilst he makes the phone call. Love Mr. Dor. He's a legend. He's great, isn't he? And his vlog, by the way, fantastic. He's got literally, if you can just head over to his channel, Dor on Tour, and watch this vlog, really good. Ryan Yates rates it a 10 out of 10. So you got to go and watch it, basically. But he's on Daddy Daycare today, so he's giving it all. He's giving energy to all areas at the moment, bless him. So he's camera shy, isn't he? He's camera shy. Yeah, see? Forestant, you know it whilst you're filming him. Kuyate, solid, says Dan. Don't we all? Come on, Tim, don't we all? We all love Dor. And I can't remember the first time the first time I actually met Dor in person was at Hull last season at home when I said it'd be 2-1, it was. Or 3-1, 2 or 3-1. Good game. I said 1-1 against Liverpool. And in fact, we didn't get 1-1. We got 1-0. So I'll always take it. And yeah, Liverpool only made 2 changes. And I think taking Nunez, obviously Nunez wasn't even in the squad. So I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if he got injured or anything, guys, if you want to kind of correct me on this. But in all fairness, Nunez is a very good player, and he's certainly starting to show like he's going to make an impact. But yeah, I'm really, really, really impressed with how he's coming along. But obviously, yeah, as Kel says, he's injured. So, yeah. The Dord's dating site is coming back. I know it because he's making a phone call to the marketing manager now who's saying, jump on, the stream's doing all right tonight. Put some of your dating site links in the chats. That's what I've heard. But he's chucked his headphones back on. So he's clicking his fingers now. He's demanding that I bring him back on. Would you believe it? The audacity of him to do that to me.
Sorry, Glenn just FaceTime. You know that group that tricked you out?
Oh, he kicked me out of it. Oh, you got to have me back to that door.
Yeah, but you talk too much.
I won't talk too much.
He's
I promise.
a journo. People know how I feel about journos.
Why is that door?
Because he's a journo. That's what you are. We're non-journos.
You're my best friend.
No, I'm not. Don't do that.
Best friend.
Nah, you're a journo. I don't friend with journos. What are we talking about anyway? We a fantastic win.
A fantastic win at Liverpool. What do you think was the key to that win, or who was the key?
I think that I said when I said the Liverpool lineup, when they had Jones and Harvey Elliott and Fabinho, I said that midfield battle was important. When we got Ryan Yates, Rumi Fafihila and Kanote, I think that's where we won the battle. Liverpool had their chances, and they are going to have their chance regardless. But I think the battle, like I said, Ryan Yates, we keep talking about the guy. We know his flaws. We know exactly things they can do. But yesterday was just top notch. Him play alongside Rumi Fafihila makes Ryan Yates play even better. And as well, Canute was fantastic for yesterday. But I'm so proud to be a Forest fan because all Forest fans, if they'll be lying saying we're expecting no points from his next two games. But to come out from that, it was just amazing performance, and you've got to praise Cooper again. You've got to praise him. Like I said, I got nervous. Like I said, Joe Worrell coming on and Brennan, we just spoke about it. It was a risk.
You feel nervous for them as well because they're younger players. You know, you feel nervous for them.
Yeah, you feel nervous for them because because we know like Brennan is struggling with confidence, and Joe Worrell's not been playing for a few games as well. But to bring on them two on that time, like I said, he was playing fantastic, and bringing them on, it'll give them more confidence because we won, and that's what we all needed. We needed to win a game, give it confidence. We know Brennan hit the post with an open goal and that, but it was offside anyway. So it's just good to see a player like Ryan Yates getting his what can I say? His flowers. If people understand what I'm saying, because he was fantastic for yesterday, and I just think he's comment like people slated Ryan Yates and that. And let me say something, right? And I was reading your stream, Dave. I mean, Jay, about content creators, and I'm not gonna make a long thing about it. Me and Jay, we do content to people talk. Jay does what he does. I do what I do. It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to have an opinion. But the problem is, like I say, I'm not trying to disrespect any content creators because it is hard work to be a YouTuber and get the content out there. When Forest are losing, yes, people's going to be upset, and that's fine. But when we win, I don't respect that because if Forest win, I'm expecting you to say the same thing that you said the last week before. And like I said, it's hard work being a YouTuber. Hard work. Like the people have their opinion, but we're in the Premier League. And yes, we won against Liverpool. If we don't get a result against Arsenal, if we don't get a result against Brentford, we don't get a result against Crystal Palace, are the same people that said at the Brighton game or Wolves game, Steve Cooper out? Have a little think about it, man, because like I said, I'm not going to say as much, but just.
But I put it on Twitter last night, a picture of Steve Cooper, and it was by Richie Sumpter, by the way, amazing photographer. And once in a generation, Steve Cooper is perhaps one of Frank Clark's got to get a mention as well. One of the best managers since Brian Clough, I feel, right? And
But
then
that's
obviously,
your error. But that's your error. That's the problem.
of course,
That's your error.
it's
But
my, and that is my era. And obviously, there's been fantastic managers that have managed Forest. Obviously, throughout my lifetime, he's definitely been the best manager in my lifetime, and my lifetime is 17 years.
Because of what he did. That's the thing. What Steve Cooper did, it will never happen again. It will never happen again. Like I said, we've had managers like Frank Clark, Dave Bassett, but what Steve Cooper did was just something different to what them two managers did. So again, if we're in the Premier League, we're not in the Championship. If it was a Championship, then I think it'd be a different story.
Oh, massively.
Well, we're in the Premier League. We've had a fantastic result against Liverpool. I'm buzzing. All Forest fans are buzzing. Give the guy a chance. We've had a good, and yeah, it is what it is.
It is, and at the end of the day, no matter
I'm not
what
going
we
to
say
call
today,
like I said, I'm not going to call out
yeah.
YouTubers. YouTube's a tough platform to do. I work hard. Jay works hard. Other YouTubers work hard as well. Shout out to Rads. Shout out to Des. Shout out to like I said, Ed does his channel as well. Shout out to Matchday Max. He works hard for his channel as well. Just be careful what you say, man, because like I said, you can't just flip flop on what you do on YouTube. Simple as that.
And people see it. We've seen this. People see it. Obviously, people watch your streams that players' dads.
Everyone can have their opinion.
Family.
Everyone can have their opinion. That's opinion.
But even they know that, though. Players know that. Their families know that having an opinion, there's nothing wrong with it. But there's a difference between an opinion and going, he's shit, get him out, done bugger all for this club, and and even asking the question, Steve Cooper out. I can't.
Yeah, I was see, I'm not gonna like throw the guy under the bus about it, but
this is so true. This here is so true. You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Let's keep it real. We all know in the future Steve Cooper will become that Forest manager, but it's still going to be an absolutely legend of what he did. I don't care. Forest fans can slate me all they want, but 99.9% Forest fans will say Steve Cooper is a legend. Whatever the outcome happens with this season, next season, or whatever happens, he's a legend. So,
but this is it, though. It's like, I don't know how to put it, though, Dor. It's like, it's maybe you've not had this at school, but leaving secondary school and you're not going to see that your favorite teacher again. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like that. Like this, like Steve Cooper, on a basis of being a fan has changed all of our lives. On a professional basis, being able to speak to him and hear from him, as part of a job is even better because he's one of the kindest guys you'll ever meet. And he's always got time to talk, and the way that he's made players and the attitude that he's created in these players makes them approachable and good to talk to as well, So for me, I just think he's done so much for me as a person, you as a person, and all of us on and off the pitch.
The thing with it, like, and I want to shout out to his brother, and he knows my channel. Like I said, we've had the ups. I've done my channel for 5 years. I've had ups and downs with my channel. Shout out to Ryan Yates, man. Like he saw my vlog from this morning. These kind of things, like I said, like people can flip. The word, what's that word? What Gary said? Fickle. It's true. No, but it's
controversial
true.
now.
No, but it's true. It's true. I'm being real. I'm not going to be like a. Sorry, no disrespect to Jay. No disrespect, but Jay's a journalist, and this is not like I'm not trying to throw Jay under the bus. He wants to do journalism in the future, don't you, Jay?
Yeah.
This is why he's on this platform to have experience and use it as a platform. Like I said, I'm not trying to distract Jay. Like I have a little tongue in cheek with him, saying that I hate journalists, but I don't hate journalists. It's just a way. Journalists and YouTubers are a different Do you know what I mean, people? And yeah, it's just people these days are just.
I can't say and go about things in a certain way. That's
exactly.
how it is.
That's what I'm trying to say. Jay can't say things in a certain way because, like, he's a young lad, and I put Max in this thing as well. There's things in certain ways they can't say on YouTube because they'll get in trouble. Me, I can say it because I'm 38 years old. I do YouTube for fun. Whatever happens comes my way. Whatever comes in Jay's way. Whatever happens in other YouTubers' way, if you do it for a job, they want a job out of it. It is what it is. But like I said, people, our platforms. If you keep her in, you keep her out. Just be honest without it, but don't go. If Forest win 4 or 5 games in a row, and that same person said that about 3 weeks ago, Cooper out. Oh, we love Cooper, but then a week later, he just said Cooper's out. That's what I'm saying.
You got to stick by your points. Do you know? And also, I just want to say on another note, you know, I know what you're saying, mainstream media and all this. What I'm saying is that, my honest opinion isn't compromised. No, by no means. I'm not under any contractual duty to not say anything. By the way, I just want to say, if I wanted to go and say something,
right, get Ez on. Get Ez on. Get Ez. Send Ez the code. Ez, get on.
Yeah, Ez, come. Let me see if I can. I'll send it you on
Twitter. We need to clarify. Like I said, I spoke to Ez about it, and like I said, when you come on, people like I don't want to throw people under the bus. Have an opinion, like I said, have an opinion. Like Forest won yesterday. Everyone's jolly. I'm jolly because we beat Liverpool. But we lost. I don't know when we lost to Wolves. Cooper out. Then we draw against Brighton, and then we just beat Liverpool.
Yeah,
it's where you have, like I said, if people, like I said, we're in the Premier League. 4 managers have just left. Tony Cascarino said Steve Cooper is going to be the number 1 manager to get sacked.
And not just him, the people that commentate on TalkSport at Forest every weekend, who call them Notts Forest, by the way, they say that.
Exactly.
They said Cooper will be the first, if not the second manager, 100%. Exactly. And he's still here.
And you've got to shout out to Landris Marinakis.
Yeah.
And Matildas Marinakis for doing this, because they said I don't go into detail about it, but you've got to praise them. So it's all right. Like I said, if you keep her in, you keep her in. If you keep her out, you keep her out. But we're in the Premier League. Look what's happened to Wolves. They lost 4-0 today to Leicester City. Yes, we lost 4-0 to Leicester City, but Wolves are more. Look at them. They're shocking now.
But this is it. I mean, you know, it's a strong foundation what we've got now, and you know, I will always give my opinion to the honest degree that I can. The only things that I can't say are, and you know, morally, I won't say things as well. Most of the things that I can't say, I wouldn't say anyway, because I can't just go out there and slate players.
No. You can word it differently.
But I would never slate a player anyway.
No. If a player's not playing good, you have got the right to say he's not playing good.
Absolutely.
That's fine. Does it like shout to Neil Steve Cooper's brother, Neil Cooper. Shout to Neil. He said to me, if the player's not playing good, you can criticize him. That's fine. People slating Brennan Johnson's not playing great. He's not been playing great. His confidence is shut down. Same with Joe Worrell. His confidence is not playing great. He's not been playing the team. He came on yesterday he came on against Brighton. He came on against Liverpool. Look at him. But I'm just saying, people have an opinion about a player. Like, you can go on social medias like Twitter, or Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media platform. Just be rightful opinion about it. Like I said, I have my views on Twitter. People agree, disagree. That's fine. I say it on my Door and Tour channel. People agree, people disagree. That's fine. Just don't flip flop on Cooper in, Cooper out. If you Cooper out, you Cooper out. If you Cooper in, you Cooper in. Simple. And we're in the Premier League. We're in the Premier League.
Exactly. And this can't fluctuate game to game. So it can't be in and out and in. You know what I mean? Because we'll be doing the hokey cokey by the end of it. We can't be doing this. Like and for me, you know, and Forest is right. You know, obviously things can influence an opinion. Of course they can. But within the change of a game, you know, come next game, will that be the same? You know, but looking ahead at the next game, though, Dor, I do want to know because I've got to be in bed soon. It's bedtime and all that.
Bloody hell!
This is what I'm saying. You're gonna have to ask my mum about.
Oh
this.
Yeah, you got your music, you got your radio in the morning, haven't you?
I have got my radio in the morning, so I know that you'll be listening in, and I will play some UB40 this time again. Don't worry.
I love UB40.
What did we play last time? Was it Kingston Town? I put Red Wine on. I think
Kingston Town. I love Kingston Town.
Yeah. Oh, see, look at me and Dor. We're having a little music session. Obviously, I can't play it because I'll get
I don't want
copyright.
I don't want to listen to music. I don't want to listen to it.
Oh, Dor, you had a cold face on then. He looked angry, but no, you shouldn't be angry because we're playing Arsenal next Sunday. That's going to be hard. But how are you feeling ahead of that game? Huge game. Can we get something from it?
Listen to me. We beat Liverpool, and everyone was assuming that we can't get 6 points out of these two teams. We just beat Liverpool, and I feel a little bit better going to Arsenal. We know Arsenal are top of the league, and they're playing fantastic football. Can we get a point? Why not? Because we've just beat. I don't care what anyone says. Liverpool didn't win a away game this season. Liverpool played a weak team this season. We never know what's going to happen to Arsenal because Arsenal played on Thursday as well. They might get injuries. They might be like, I think Cooper was a bit disrespectful. Not Cooper, Klopp was a bit disrespectful with the players like Boston. I know he's got injury worries and blah, blah, blah. But why not?
And he said he didn't know who Forest were. You sure do now, mate.
Exactly. So, I'll take a point. I'll take a point away from Arsenal, the top of the league. 4 points out 2. 4 points out 2. I'll take it. I'll rip everyone's hand off. I'll take it. But why not? Why not go to Arsenal draw 1-1 with Southampton? I know Arsenal played away. Southampton not been playing great. But why not? Why can't we go to Southampton Arsenal and get the 3 points?
Well, let's get Ez's opinion on this as well because we're gonna cut it to the last. We're gonna do till 11:10, so we'll get Ez's thoughts as well. Ez,
get him on.
Well,
Ez, get on.
Can you hear us?
Ez.
Come on, you got this.
He's on a shocker. He's not been paying his bill, has
he? Yeah, I'm back.
You took 50p in your bill, Ez.
Oh, mate, no, I was just switching up, taking the Wi-Fi off. Because Wi-Fi is a nightmare like yours as well. So, yeah, I just went on.
Come on, Ez, have your opinion, Ez. Go on. What you say?
I'm coming in as a negotiator, as a mediator. But let's be grown up about it because we know who we're talking about. And I'm sure he's watching because he does support all content creators. And we're talking about...
No. Ez, I'm not,
I'm not drawing lines here. I'm just coming in and giving some context to what's being said. So obviously we're talking about Wolverine's opinions over the last few.
No. You should have said his name.
Oh no! Honestly, mate, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being honest. Let's not blur the lines. Let's be honest. We're all grown-ups and. He'll give you guys a right to reply, I'm sure, so it works always. But yeah, to be fair, I mean, I've been on with him. I've been on with all you guys, and I genuinely support all you guys, and I love you guys as friends. And
thank you.
This has been the best year of my life meeting all you guys and doing what I'm doing now because of you. But everyone's allowed to have their opinions, obviously, and as long as we're not. Being disrespectful to people's families. And I've said this before on yours, Dor, but what really makes me angry is when people make their comments on Twitter and Twitter, as you call it. I totally agree. You can see I've been totally off it, pretty much. I'm sick of
get back on it, Ez. Get back on
mate,
it.
Mate, I'll go on because I only follow people that I get on with anyway. I don't follow opinions. I don't really go onto the timeline to see what happens when people are melting down and things like that. So I just stay away from all that. But genuinely, I wouldn't be here talking about this without you. But yeah, I've said on your channel that I hate when people have their opinions on Twitter and then call out and tag the players and tag the players' families.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Totally out of order. Totally out of order. Because I know as well as you do that the guys do watch our channels. They do see our opinions and be as respectful. You can have your opinion and you can even slate a player. You can slate the players for his performance, but not for what they do off the field. And that shouldn't come into it. And have your opinion and be respectful. And as long as you are, I think there's nothing wrong with that. And obviously, when things are going bad, his content is different to everybody because he's always on it. He's always on it. He'll go straight on.
No. Let me stay there. Let me stop there. It's nowhere different to what me and Jay does. There's no difference. He streams like I'm not trying to disrespect him. Let me clarify this. I'm not trying to disrespect Wolverine. My point is right. He does what he does. He works hard for his YouTube channel. But my point is right. There was a game that he said, Cooper out. Cooper out. If you're going to say Cooper out, we've just beat Liverpool. Who's the guy, the manager that just beat Liverpool? Cooper.
Obviously,
Cooper,
yeah.
Cooper was in. So now, is he Cooper out now? Right.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. So that's why we have to.
This is my point. If I said, oh, I don't know, I've been criticized Canute, but you just had the fact he had one of his best game, his best game yesterday against one of the best teams in the world. So you can't, like I said, you can't just flip flop and say Cooper out, Cooper in, Cooper out, Cooper in. If you Cooper out, you Cooper out. But the point is, we're in the Premier League.
I don't think he's changed his stance on that, to be honest. I don't think he said that.
We're in the Premier League. Probably win the Premier League. You can win the Champions League.
Absolutely. But again, going back to it, that's just his opinion. But his opinion shouldn't affect the rest of us. We should be able to be. I mean, I've said at times. I haven't said Cooper out. I've said I think Marinakis his patience will wear thin. When we're going through that bad run of not picking up any points at all, I said it's not my decision, but I think Marinakis sooner or later will pull the trigger. So that's not me saying Cooper out, from my opinion. And I don't know, it's up to him to give his context. But yeah, I don't think he's flip-flopped and said Cooper in all of a sudden. I don't think he has, to be honest.
But he was aggressive. The Wolves game, we lost 1-0. He was aggressive on his title, Cooper out. I challenged him about it. Why are you saying Cooper out? Because of what? Because of defeat? The situation was so hard because, like I said, we got a point against Aston Villa. We had to change the formation.
Yeah.
Then the Wolves game was a dubious penalty. Brendan Johnson missed the penalty and blah blah blah. We got an important point against Brighton, and then we just beat the champions. My point is, like I said, everyone can have their opinion. It's not a problem.
Yeah. No, I think it's just.
My point is right. So, like I said, if you say Cooper out, it's fine. But we're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I just said to Jay, 4 managers have just left the Premier League side. Tony Castorino, honestly, at the start of the YouTube said, "Oh, Cooper will be the first one." I don't care if Cooper could be the 6th or 7th manager to come out.
Yeah.
Look at Wolves.
I think the point was, where do our loyalties lie? Is it with the club or is it with Cooper? So I think the question he asked you to be
the club.
Absolutely, it's a club, isn't it? It's always going to be a club. So my point is, and I think his point was I think his breaking point was a little bit sooner than most of ours. But I think he asked a question. He said, if we lost the next 5 games, we didn't pick up another point before the World Cup.
And I give you my answer. And I give my answer to him.
Said, would you still be saying Cooper in? if we got to a World Cup without picking up another point. I think that was the question. And his breaking point was a little bit sooner, but he hasn't flip-flopped to say Cooper in. I think if he is in the chat or if he wants to come on and say something, I know you haven't got much time, Jay. I think he's still saying, I think he's still saying Cooper out. So he stuck to it. He hasn't changed back to say Cooper in. But
I've not saw his stream. I've not saw his stream what he put yesterday.
So this is it. I mean, obviously, I follow all you guys, and I waste most watching you guys. To be fair, I enjoy it, but I enjoy it. So to be fair, so I'm saying it because I have seen what he's said, and I have.
I've not seen it. I might look back and see what it says.
That's why I'm coming as the negotiator and the mediator.
No, there's no negotiation. No. Everyone can have an opinion. Everyone has an opinion, and rightly so. I just disagree.
As long as we're not
going crazy, we're not going crazy about it. My point is, like I said, everyone has an opinion. You don't cross the line. But my point is, I think.
Yeah, that's all that was. I think the performances. Let's be honest, the performances weren't great. So when that's tied in with the bad results, and I was saying, I said I don't mind us losing, but I mind us losing and playing crap. Yesterday changed all that.
Go on, Jay.
I want to say I like all these YouTubers that we've mentioned. All of them we've mentioned. Matchday, Wolverine, you, Ez, you. I love you, man, because we've been since we met. You know what I mean? We've got on really well.
As a legend. You always show me well.
Bless you. I love you guys.
And this is what it's all about. I know, but big time. I had the big boss with me yesterday, so I was under close watch. But no, all I'm saying is my way of talking about Forest differs from others. Perhaps as well. Maybe the way that I will take a point that someone has made might be taken differently to others, because I think that sometimes people can come on aggressively, and I'm thinking of how does the player feel, or how does the manager feel, or I'm thinking that way. Whereas other people will think, well, how do I feel as a fan? And there's two different viewpoints. As I'm going to be honest with you all, I don't pay for a season ticket, so you have very different emotions to how I do. You will feel differently to us losing than I do, because I'm a fan and I get upset when we lose. And I've cried when we lost at Leicester. I went home crying. Obviously we've had the long away days and it's been tough, and we've gone home feeling a bit rubbish.
But we've got to enjoy it, though. We've got to enjoy it.
You've got to enjoy good times, haven't you? So yesterday was one of the good times.
But this is my point, Ez. This is my point.
I was in tears at the end of the game. That's how.
Right, when Liverpool scored, I palmed the camera to Ez. Ez was going mad.
I saw your vlog.
And this is my point. And my point is on the whole thing with YouTube, like everyone has opinion, blah blah blah. But we've got to enjoy it. If we lose, we lose. We win, we win. If we get relegated, we get relegated. Steve Cooper is the man to get us off.
I agree, and I just think for me,
that's what I'm trying to say. Enjoy the situation. Enjoy it, because my point is what I said. I've been doing it for 5 years, right? And Jay, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to YouTubers at all. Not at all. So don't try and twist what I'm saying or in different contexts. I've done it for 5 years. There's so many YouTubers out there now. We're in the Premier League and it's good. YouTube's hard work. And like I said, I want to say myself, Max, Rads, we've done it for long term. We're in the Premier League. Just enjoy it. Yeah. I personally think Steve Cooper is the man to get. If we go down, we go down. Steve Cooper is the man to get us in.
Do you know another point as well? And this is really important. As Trevor, all our shows are different, so different. We might feel we're talking and we're similar, still very different, And do you know what? We're all Forest fans, and as I say, our motivations and our passions can leak in different ways. Obviously some people are more passionate than others in the way they say things, and sometimes that passion can overflow into.
I still see a comment. Chill out. I'm chill out, people.
We're all chill. We're all chill out.
I'm just frustrated.
Just
frustrated. That's all.
Yeah, just to touch on what Dor says, and you know what? We are brave doing this. I know it's not easy coming on knowing that your opinion is like kind of whatever you say is
Under
held on
scrutiny.
record, it's scrutinized, So you got to be brave to do this, and I wouldn't have had the confidence without Dor giving me a chance on his channel and Jay giving me a chance on his channel. That gave me the opportunity to start something myself, and guys, everybody knows that what we're all here for is because we love Forest. That is the main.
That's the whole thing. And like I said, I keep saying it. We're in the Premier League. Just enjoy it. If something happens to Cooper, then he's going to be a legend.
Cry, Dor.
No,
don't cry.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I can't do it.
Don't imagine that under any circumstances.
Yeah, we can't think like that.
Yeah, if and when Cooper leaves, I wouldn't be upset, but all of us wouldn't be upset because just for what he's done for us. And absolutely we'd be devastated.
I'm just saying, enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the journey. That's all it is. Enjoy the journey. We're in the Premier League, especially like Jay, the youngest person out here. The younger fans, enjoy the Premier League. If we lose, we lose. We don't. I said it. I always say it at the start of the season. Players and managers go. Fans sit together. Me personally, like I said, my opinion, I saw people comment saying Steve Cooper out. That's their opinion. But don't flip and flop and saying, oh, Forest could do a good run. And then say, oh, Steve Cooper in. No, you just said Steve Cooper out like 2 weeks ago. I'm not trying to but like I said, people, just enjoy the Premier League. It's the toughest league. We've just beat one of the best teams in the world just today. Just enjoy it.
And you know what? Another thing as well, like me and Max as well, actually, and there's a couple of other guys that are doing little podcasts and like YouTube channels as well that are around my age. All our generation, my generation, has seen is heartbreak, keeping a manager for less than a year, changing a team every year. We've never seen anything different. So this podcast for me, I think, is very different to everybody else because, we are a different generation of Forest fans that will be like you guys in 10, 15, obviously you guys, being in your 20s, in the next 10 years.
I'm in my 20s. Thanks, Jay. I'll take that.
But I know you will. That's the only compliment you're getting, Mr. Thor, after the way you treated us at Brighton. But
listen to me. Listen to me. People go on Jay's Instagram. He does a stupid dance. And shout out to Ellie as well.
Yeah, big shout out to Elliot. I don't know whether to release this video of me dad dancing. Ez, you've probably not seen it, Ez.
You don't want to see it, Ez. You don't want to see it. He tried to make me dance.
You did do a dance, Dor. You did.
I'm not
he was doing all of this. He was going Peter Crouch, he was. Yeah, he was going like that. He was going,
I've got to see this.
Dor didn't let me record him.
But like I said, people, come on, man, just be happy. Like a shout out to Wolverine, man. Like I said, Wolverine. Like I said,
big shout out.
YouTube is a hard job.
We're all different.
Job, and we take our time to do this. And we got fantastic people who's watching this channel as well. And make sure whoever's watching this channel, make sure everyone's subscribed to Jay as well. We just have fun. And like I said, we have the goods. We have the bads. Last year was the best season I could ever witness. And today, and we're in the Premier League. Who would imagine it? If we had Chris Hughton, would have been in League One. Think about that.
If we kept him again and given him more time, we'd be in League Two. So we'd be playing County, who I know they're on a high on social media.
We'll be playing that team from down the road from the A52. Don't want to mention them, but
also I just want to wind it up a little bit before we go. There is levels to this game. We beat Liverpool 1-0 yesterday. Derby lost 1-0 against Ipswich.
And can I say something,
I will go off the rails to say that.
Can I say something, Jay? I think before the Ipswich game, the Derby fans were singing. What's that song? Down, 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 down. Da, 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 da. Listen, Derby fans, there's levels to the game. You lost 1-0 to Ipswich, and we beat Liverpool 1-0. Pipe all.
Don't know how we did.
And this is why Twitter. And do you know what really frustrates me? When they put the little sarcastic kiss at the end of it, and it's just like, I actually want to just come through this screen right now. Like, honestly, let's leave it for the next Derby game, though. And listen, gents, as Dor, honestly, incredible. Love you both. You're legends. And Dor, we're going on another footballing away day at some point in the future, I'm sure.
Are you not coming Arsenal?
Well, I'm trying to get a ticket at the moment, so
People don't give him a ticket. It's annoying.
please, people, if you know anybody that's got a
No,
ticket,
no, right. People, before we do go, right, he's annoying. We went to Leicester away. He was beating, Leicester away, and he's singing Forest songs. I'm like, Jeb, why are you singing Leicester? Win Leicester, not in Nottingham. Singing Satin You Reds.
I'm the best.
Nah, I
away
don't want
fan.
him. People in the comments, if you want to look after Jay, I'll give you a $5 $2.50.
£5. Look at that. Listen,
People,
I'm the best away fan.
Yeah, you were decent
had it.
actually. We've had an away trip, haven't we, Jay? We've had an
We
away
have.
trip.
Oh, that was Barnsley, wasn't it? That was
lovely. Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
boring.
well, on that bandwagon, then, if anyone can get us a ticket for Arsenal, me and Jay will drive down. Yeah, I'll be up for that, mate. Definitely. I've got
Let's
the
do
day
that.
off. Let's do it. If
Come
we
on,
can get
people. I had to ask my manager because I did a podcast with my manager talking about the Premier League on a different podcast that I do, and I said to him, he said to me, who Forest got next Sunday? And I'm like, oh, Arsenal. He's like, are you working next Sunday? And I said, yeah. He says, do you want to go to Arsenal next Sunday? And I'm like, yeah. And he looks at me and he's like, right, let's end this podcast now. And I'm like, oh, So I think I can get the day off. But if anybody is selling a Forest ticket, or if anybody knows anybody that is, or 2 Forest tickets, please, please let us know, because me and Ez would love to go and go and watch Forest play against Arsenal.
Yeah. Sorry, priorities.
what I mean? This is why I appreciate.
Let's get 3 tickets actually, because I've got a friend that might want to go, and Dor said he can get a lift with him. So
Listen to it. What?
you know what I mean?
Oh, you can go away.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get involved. Listen, man. Clear. I do apologize. No, you know what? I don't apologize. Especially, I think it was after the game when Jay was snoring his head off. I wish I videoed that bit.
I sleep more than Dor. But then Dor woke me up at a service station. But anyway, that's a story for a very different day. I was fuming about that. I was tired.
As you don't want to know what, I'm innocent to proven guilty.
Okay.
Let's leave this to the post-stream chat. I'll go through it all. But listen, guys, you're all amazing. Eve, send me that picture again if you can, and I'll send it over to him.
Eve, make sure if you do draw Jay, make sure he's got a big head, big eyes,
a receding hairline,
and his tash as well. Make sure you put the tash as well.
Oh, for God's sake, no! I'm getting rid of it on Wednesday when I get my haircut. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do it on stream. I'll do it for charity.
Right. Let's get going, people.
Anyway, cheers, everybody. Remember, 23 years we waited to be in this position, and we're here.
Be happy, people. We're in the Premier League, and guess what? We beat Liverpool. So, Liverpool fans, enjoy.
Enjoy, Liverpool fans. Goodbye, everybody. Cheers.